Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is News 10 ABC in the morning.
The State Assembly is scheduled to vote on mixed martial arts in New York. Will it pass? We're going to bring you a live report.
And a community grieving after the death of their school superintendent. The preparations being made as students return to school today.
First, though, we want to get straight out to the breaking news as it continues to pour out of Belgium, where a series of explosions have rocked the airport, a subway station, which is really just a block away from EU headquarters. Nicole has the very latest.
Yeah, here is the latest, guys. Brussels is on lockdown right now. A terror attack really paralyzing the city, the entire country, spreading throughout Europe as well. There have been 3 explosions, 2 at the airport, 1 at that subway station right near the EU headquarters. The terror alert level across Belgium is now at its maximum level. And taking a live look at the airport here, outside of the airport, dozens of police cars surrounding the airport. You can hear the sirens in the background here. The airport is shut down, operations suspended for the day. This is where the first explosions were reported sometime around 8 o'clock local time, right in the middle of the busy morning commute. 13 people were killed in the powerful blast there. The damage significant. One person who was inside the departure hall at the time says he is lucky to be alive. The ceiling collapsed, pipes were bursting, debris was thrown everywhere. The third blast was about 2 hours later at the subway station. This is video showing you the damage at the airport. We have not gotten any video from the subway station yet. We'll work on that, but there are reports of as many as 10 deaths at that scene. High-speed rail service to London and Paris has been suspended, and security across Europe is increased right now. Just 4 days ago, the main suspect in the Paris attacks in November was captured in a police raid in Belgium, in Brussels. The Belgium Interior Minister says the terror alert level there, again, at its highest level. Soldiers and armored vehicles are securing EU and NATO headquarters, and we're told that New York City officials also taking this very seriously, increasing security at prominent sites.
Right, in this day and age when something like this happens, not just Europe, but certainly here in New York on high alert as well,
Everywhere.
certainly New York City. Stay with us on the air and online as we continue to track the developments out of Belgium with the situation continuing to unfold.
Let's check in on some weather now, shall we? Because some folks had a little bit of a little dusting of snow overnight.
Dusting, just a couple of smattering.
Yeah, a couple of flurries overnight. It's thanks to the Great Lakes that we got a little bit of light snow overnight. That's pretty much ended, though.
Right.
And let me show you what we do have now. Beautiful sunrise to start the day. Stuyvesant Plaza looking really nice. And those clouds you see on the horizon did produce a few flurries overnight, but now take a look at the radar. That's pretty much done. There are a few flakes still coming down near parts of the Catskills, Gilboa, Cobleskill, but that's it, and that's almost finished. The flurries will taper off pretty soon, and the rest of the day should be generally dry. A little brisk this morning. That's one thing that the kids heading out to the bus stop want to prepare for. 29 in Albany, 23 in Saratoga. It's 20 at Lake Pleasant. Definitely a chill in the air. But these are normal temperatures for this time of the year, and we will warm up pretty nicely. It's actually going to be a pleasant day. 23 to 28 degrees this morning. Brisk, but not unusual for this time of the year. And the temperatures head to the mid to upper 40s. Some of us could get to 50 degrees. And while it will be a little breezy, not as windy as yesterday. Coming up, I will show you a chance for a few showers later tonight. And there's a possibility in parts of the region it could mix. I'll show you that, and we'll check in with Greg Pollock in the Mobile Storm Tracker about 10 minutes from right now. Christina, Ryan.
Thank you, Nick. Mixed martial arts could soon become legal in New York State.
Yeah, today the State Assembly is expected to vote on the issue for the first time since it was banned back in 1997. News 10 ABC Samantha Damasio live at the Capitol this morning. And how is this vote expected to go, Sam?
Well, now it may not be long before New York is the only state in the country that does not allow professional mixed martial arts. It is expected to pass in today's much anticipated vote, but of course then it has to make it past the governor's desk, which shouldn't be an issue because he did plan for this. He put it in his budget proposal this year for the first time ever. Now the Senate has consistently passed this bill in the past, in several years in a row, but it's always been blocked by the Assembly because the Speaker didn't like it. But now that Sheldon Silver is gone, Assembly Democrats say the sport finally has a chance. Assemblyman Angelo Santa Barbara says it would bring in tourist dollars and would give athletes a chance to compete in their home state. Now, if everything goes as planned today, if this passes, if it in fact passes, UFC could hold an event here in New York as early as November. We're live at the Capitol. Samantha Damasio, News 10, ABC.
Thank you, Sam. Now to the race for the White House. 3 states up for grabs in what is being dubbed Western Tuesday, Arizona, the biggest prize in today's delegate race. It's a winner-take-all state. Utah and Idaho voters will also head to the polls. Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton looking to extend her delegate lead over Bernie Sanders, while Donald Trump's challengers are hoping they can win enough delegates to take the race all the way to a contested convention in July. Now, Trump finds himself defending attacks from all sides. He's in a Twitter war right now with Senator Elizabeth Warren after she referred to Trump as a loser. Hillary Clinton is also taking aim at Trump, blaming him for violent scenes at his campaign events. Both candidates spoke at the pro-Israel AIPAC conference.
We need steady hands, not a president who says he's neutral on Monday, pro-Israel on Tuesday, and who knows what on Wednesday, because everything's negotiable.
When I become president, the days of treating Israel like a second-class citizen will end on day one.
Right now, national polls have both Trump and Clinton leading nationally.
Schools in Cooperstown are expected to reopen today with grief counselors on hand for a community mourning the loss of their superintendent. Family members say 51-year-old C.J. Hebert was out on his ATV Sunday afternoon. When he didn't return home, his wife Tammy called for help. Crews found Hebert in the early hours of Monday morning, the apparent victim of a crash in a wooded area near some old railroad tracks not far from his Richmondville home. The ATV had apparently flipped over on top of him. Cooperstown schools were closed yesterday, but educators say they're hoping to move forward today with the help of the grief counseling.
Today, the woman accused of tampering with her son's feeding tube will be sentenced. Jessica Valak pleaded guilty to misdemeanor child endangerment earlier this month. She's the mother of baby Jax. Now, he has a rare and painful skin condition that affects his entire body. The family used to live in Johnstown but moved to Ohio to care for baby Jax. Valak faces up to 6 months in jail. She'll be sentenced in an Ohio courtroom at 9 this morning.
A Corinth man accused of sexually abusing and photographing 2 young girls will be back in Saratoga County Court today. Arthur Gannon facing a slew of federal charges, including 5 counts of predatory sexual assault. His wife Heidi was arrested in connection with that crime as well. Gannon facing 25 years to life in prison. Investigators believe that abuse spanned 7 years. Today, the Skidmore College community will come together to remember a student who died after falling 3 stories. 20-year-old Will Golden of Cohasset, Massachusetts, was a freshman member of the hockey team at Skidmore. After visiting the University of Delaware over the weekend, he fell. Right now, investigators are trying to figure out what led to that incident. A memorial will be held in his honor at 7 this evening at the Zankel Music Center on Skidmore's campus.
18-year-old Raymond Johnson and 17-year-old Dion Kowalczyk are in Rensselaer County Jail this morning after police say they shot at a school bus with a dozen children on board. It happened near Madison Avenue and Project Road. None of the Sacred Heart students, thankfully, were hurt. The battle between Apple and the FBI over a locked phone may soon be over. That's because the FBI may have figured it out on its own. That's why federal prosecutors have asked the judge to put off a hearing on the issue today. Court papers cite a method provided by, quote, an outside party. Now, Apple has so far denied requests by the FBI to unlock the phone belonging to one of the San Bernardino shooters. DraftKings and FanDuel have agreed to stop operating in New York State, at least until the end of the baseball season. Attorney General Eric Schneiderman suing both companies, arguing they were violating the state's laws against gambling. State lawmakers in Albany currently considering legislation that would permit the sites to operate without ambiguity.
Budget deadline in New York State is quickly approaching. State budget we're talking about, of course. Advocates gathering at the Capitol all week to make sure their message is delivered to lawmakers. Nonprofits and elected officials will be there today to push for an increase in the statewide minimum wage. Organizers calling on opponents of the fight for 15 to stop using nonprofits as a scapegoat for maintaining low wages. They're also asking lawmakers to invest the right amount of funding in nonprofits so they aren't hurt by the increase.
6:39 right now. It is 29 degrees here in Albany, but all eyes on Brussels this morning after 3 explosions there, terrorist attacks. The city is really shut down, and really Europe is on high alert.
This all happened in the middle of the morning rush at the airport, a subway station. 13 we know confirmed dead. The country on its highest terror alert level. Nicole is the very latest when we come back.
First, a quick look outside. Look at this. Before sunrise, looks beautiful. I-90 at I-787. Traffic's moving along well. We're going to warm up. Get a check of that forecast with Nick. Keep it here. Make sure you wake up at 10.
You're watching News 10 ABC. Dedicated, determined, dependable. You know